Bear, what are we going to do for a teaser?
I don't know. Let's ask Mike and Angela.
So Mike, I currently have a buyer I'm working on that says they're not picky.
After 5 months and 72 showings, I think they're lying.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Hello, everybody. My name is Barry Horvath, and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us today. On today's show, we have guests. Yay!
Yes, we do.
That means we don't have to do all the talking. Yay!
And the best news is their pants are not on fire.
Yeah, that is good news.
That is good news. So at least not yet, but we have we got a lot of information. So there's still time to turn and burn right here. So we have Mike and Angela Webb.
We had Mike before.
Yes, do y'all remember Mike?
Now he's brought
Say
his
hello to
better
Mike.
half.
Hello, hello. Thank you for all
I
the
must
fan
say,
mail.
If I may say, she makes you look good. So
Well, thank you,
we were
Barry.
trying to figure out how to make you look good on our show. So we said, let's bring his wife.
I told you I have the radio face and she's got the TV face.
So
I do what I can. I do what I can.
This should work out. So our viewership just went up for Mike, and 'cause he's got
Yes,
his
I
lovely
know.
wife. So
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
So Mike and Angela are both real estate professionals right here in our community, and Mike's been kind of an icon right here in Pasco and
Pioneer
so-
icon. You use all those
I
words.
do. Those are the biggest words I got. So.
I know.
And he was kind enough to bring Angela because she brings a new, fresher perspective maybe to the real estate world. So we got some tips this week that we want to go through. But what do you want to talk about, DeLynn? You want to ask them a question?
No,
You
I
don't
don't.
even want to talk, do you? You're going to let me do
quiet.
the whole show, aren't you?
No, what I was going to say is the good thing is that with Angela, she has been in the business
2 years, a little over 2 years. I started. When we met,
let's go back to that.
I started with him. I started riding around with him, and
So that's how you met.
That's how. Yeah.
So you were a buyer. Were you pre-qualified?
No.
We were running 3 brokerages out of the cab of my truck, and
Yes.
that's how she learned
And
this.
I would sit and just listen, and I just, then I took the plunge and got my real estate license, and now here I am 2 years later. And I was baptized
Smooth
by fire.
sailing.
Yeah, I wish. Anybody who tells you real estate
It's perfect.
sailing is
So
lying.
you make 6 figures your first month, right?
Yes.
Didn't we
every
talk about
day,
that?
every day. But yeah, I've been in it a couple years, and it's been great.
And we thought that would be a great perspective because a lot of the our audience are real estate professionals. Some of them newbies in the business, haven't been in but less than 5 years or so, and others have been around for as long as Mike.
Right.
Yeah, Mike, you have what, 19 years experience?
23.
23.
Oh, sorry.
You keep dating me, Barry.
I was trying to make you younger.
I appreciate
On
that.
your 40th birthday, you had 23 years experience.
I did. I was the youngest realtor known to mankind. That was
that's
me.
awesome.
And we've been in it a long time. You and I
So
both.
did you teach Ange everything she needs to know?
Ange was a sponge.
Or did she teach
I
you?
thought she,
Or you learned.
yes, she taught me a lot. Ange was a sponge riding around. Like I said, I was running brokerages at the time, and she was listening all the time. I was talking on that Bluetooth, putting out fires. We were, we had 75 agents, and we were doing a lot of transactions, and she was taking it all in, and I did not realize that. And what's going to be really good for your audience today, I think, is I typically now am semi-retired. This is my 401k. So
I have 23 more years left. I don't know about Mike.
I am not retired, but I work with sellers, and what's going to be good for your audience today is Angela works with buyers, and I'm prejudiced, and I told you this. she actually listens to buyers and what they want, and she matches them up with the right properties. And she's really the best.
And
at
that's
it
like
I've
half
ever
the
seen.
battle, right?
It is. I learned early that bumblebeeing does not work.
Bumblebeeing?
Yeah, I call
Is
it
that a
bumble.
new real estate term?
It is. I call it bumblebeing.
Was
If you're
that on the
bumblebeing,
test?
you're not making honey. It was on the test.
Oh,
You know,
I like that. If you're bumblebeing, you're not making honey.
Yeah. I was my first.
Honey is money, right?
Honey is money. Yes,
honey is
honey is
money.
money.
All right,
And
I'm catching on. New
my first
terminology.
6 months was rough. Let me tell you, I chased after every lead. I picked up the phone. If somebody wanted to go show property, I would go out. But I wasn't doing myself any favors. I wasn't qualifying them. I was wasting my time, and it was very difficult. I almost gave up, and thankfully I didn't.
So buyers could be liars.
Buyers could be liars, but you have to do your due diligence as an agent as well. You can't expect your buyer to do it for you. You have to have buyer consults, and there's a process that I do with my buyers, and that we go through, and it has helped me tremendously to really, what's the word I'm looking for?
Focus and dial in and work smart. She literally
work smarter. You know?
I'm telling you, her first 90 days in the business were the most brutal I had ever seen.
I
she
got
could
knocked
not
down.
get a break.
I could not get a break. I mean, I got no's, and I would take people out and realize these people are never going to buy. And that's great. There are some people
But
that...
of course you didn't realize that until
I
72
don't.
showings later,
Absolutely,
right?
until 72 showings later. And I tell Mike, I went to this appointment and I realized these people have been looking for 2 years and they're never going to buy a thing. And, it really hit me
At what point do you cut bait with a buyer?
Right.
Is there a logic? I know, Mike, you've been doing this longer, but for you now, Angela, the
My
first 6
first
months
thing
was
is,
rough.
if they're not willing to meet you first for a buyer consult,
Right.
I think that's my number one flag, my red flag.
Okay, so red flag, because safety is important right now.
It is important.
So where do you meet people? Where do you
At my
recommend?
office, sometimes at a Starbucks, at anywhere public. I do like to bring people in my office. I get
So you never meet a buyer at the property location for the
No.
very first time?
no, never.
Okay.
It's
And Mike, do you?
No, I do
I
not.
mean, because you're a pretty big guy. I wouldn't mess with you.
You always mess with me first of all. You do. You really do. If you can't tell, I'm a little.
Angela's being, she's a little smaller than you. She's a woman, and I'm not,
We always had some safety precautions in place through our brokerage with female agents that wanted, that did do that. We would make sure that they called in. We got a copy of their driver's license. We would also have them get a picture of their tag and the buyer, where they were.
Really?
And yes, we had our staff person monitoring them, but we strongly discouraged them going out to a property and meeting somebody for the first time. I don't think you have them qualified. They're not serious enough. If they're not going to come in your office and sit down and give you a consult of what they're looking at. Angela has a great thing, and I won't take it away from her, but go with your 3.
I always tell people, give me the 3 things you can live with and the 3 things you cannot live without. And then let's pick a location. I can't pick location for you. That's something that people have to do on their own. But if you give me a location and tell me the things that you're looking for, and listen to your buyers, listen to what they want and their wants and needs. They don't care what you want. It's not about what you want. Mike used to tell me this story about, one of his first sales, and he took this lady out for 15, 20 showings, and the last house, he thought, oh my gosh, this is the ugliest house, and the lady ended up buying it. It doesn't matter what we think.
Wait, we're going to learn more about Mike's charm and how he did that right after this. So stick around. We got some more great tips coming up.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
All right, we're back with Mike and Angela Webb from Remax First, right?
Action first.
Action first.
Yes,
We got to
sir.
have that action.
Action in there.
Action.
Action. We're doing a TV
So,
show, Barry.
and you know, I know.
Because it is about taking action.
It is about taking
It's about
action.
taking action. And you know, we could have anybody on our show, but we choose, honestly, we want the best of the best. And DeLynn and I feel
Thank
like
you.
you two are the best of the best.
Yes.
You have a great combination, a great chemistry as a
thank you.
team,
Mm-hmm.
and you're real people, and you care about your clients. I mean, you can see that right off, you know. So
And they pay us. No.
They don't pay us a dime. That's the thing. Well, Mike bought lunch once, but I think it's his turn next. So,
Oh, I go to all the free lunches.
We go all the free lunches.
You can get this way by chance.
but no, we appreciate you sharing your wisdom and knowledge because I think it's.
I think a lot of people. The bottom line is that if we're all on the same page, all of the real estate agents out there, the title companies, the mortgage people, if we're all on the same page, it'll go smoother. There's one of the
Absolutely.
agents that I work with said it best, I think. I thought it was great how he put it. There are so many people involved from the time that somebody starts looking until the time they're walking away with keys in their hands. There's so many things that could go wrong.
And you
You
need
think?
synergy
And
in
you
that
need
whole
something
process.
has to go wrong.
About
It's a
communication
team. It's
and,
a
and
team.
good
It is.
communication and playing nice in the sandbox with
So
everybody as well.
most of the time, it's not a matter of if it'll go wrong. It's
Yeah,
when
when
and what's
what,
going to
yeah.
go wrong.
What's gonna
right?
go wrong.
The proverbial doo-doo is going to hit the fan in a transaction somewhere. We know that.
We
And
have
then
to be
you need
lined
it.
up that we can handle it.
And you want to have great people that can handle those problems.
Yes.
And
you
I
know.
think a lot of people don't understand all of the hands that are in the pile.
And
from your closer, your title agent, to the processor at the title company, to the loan partner at your lender,
Right.
to the underwriter, to the insurance agent,
Home
to
inspector.
the
Yes,
home
the home
inspector.
right.
There's so many moving
there's so
parts.
many
to-
moving parts.
it's
The
an-
appraisers.
You're an orchestrator. You've got to run the symphony. Talking
Yes.
band talk
So-
here to you. So
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go get that horn
Hacienda
section.
changed
All right,
my life.
Angela, so when we went to break, you had some great tips about first of all safety.
We
You
should have
guys
left
spoke-
that
Safety, do
rolling.
your buyer's consult, make sure people are willing to come meet you. If they're serious, whether it's a husband and wife,
And what
both
were the
of
three
them.
tips? Ready?
Ready,
Willing,
willing, and able.
able.
That's my 3 things I look for. Are you ready?
RWA.
RWA.
Yeah.
Are you ready in the next 30 to 60 days? Are
Okay.
you ready to buy? Next thing, are you willing? It is overwhelming. The buying
It is.
process is so overwhelming.
is.
Are you willing to maybe put in multiple offers? Are you willing to go out and see 25 properties
And get your heart crushed because
absolutely,
it's under contract,
It
the
is
house you
very.
love.
My cousin just bought a house, and we put a couple offers in. We went and saw 20-something houses. His first home, and he was absolutely
Crushed.
and frustrated. But he did it, and because thankfully,
roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, and you
is.
have to learn how to handle those emotions with people. And are you able? Have you been pre-qualified? Do you have your funds ready? Have you talked to the lender? Has your realtor talked to your lender? It's very important for us to talk to you guys.
Right.
And if you have
We're
an
the
out
lenders.
of
moving forward.
moving forward, if you have
Not yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
those are my 3 basics when I look for my buyers. Those are the 3 things. Are you ready, willing, and able? And I think your able is your key. Do you have your pre-qual? Are you ready to go do it?
It's funny you say that because I am starting to get calls lately from listing agents who maybe don't know me, haven't worked with me in the past, and will say, hey, I have this pre-approval letter from you. I just kind of wanted to get a feel. I know you can't tell me much, but, where do you work? How long you been there?
Yes.
They're
Are you
like interviewing
local?
me.
The biggest thing, are you local? We have,
Right.
there's a lot of out-of-state lenders. You need a local person that knows the area, that knows the rules, that knows the laws, and it's so important. And Mike is really good, on the seller side about when we have an offer, calling the lenders and making sure that they're qualified as well. The last thing you want to do is get 2 days before closing and realize that they can't do the job. It's
Unfortunately, there's a lot of lenders out
and
there
that
that are blue
happens.
skying people at times, and you need to know what's really going on out there and where you're at in the transaction. And as a selling aid, as working with sellers, you should take it and representing your client. Remember who you work for. Always work for your client. If you're working for the seller, they're your master. She's working with the buyer. They're her master. You do what they want. But I'm not doing my job if I don't get this offer, come in. I have people packing up. We talked about this, moving. It's traumatic.
Got a
The
truck.
dogs are ready to go. The truck's in the lot. And guess what? We don't have funds. Or you have a California lender. And there's nothing wrong with California. I love California. But you're 3 hours difference. When it's 5 o'clock here on a Friday, it's
Yep.
2:15 there. And you're still getting back from your lunch. So working with a local lender, guys, is really huge.
It's
It
really
really
important.
Is. And
I'll buy lunch, okay? I'm committed. I'm committed.
It really is,
I like what I'm hearing here.
we just want
I have no problem saying call DeLynn, call Barry and see, and if it's the best way to go, I think.
And it doesn't hurt when we don't charge for pre-approvals or anything like that. It takes us like 15 minutes, 10 minutes on the phone. Just talk to them.
Excuse me.
Get the information.
Have you ever been pre-qualified by DeLynn? I want to see you get it done in 15 minutes. Listen, no. They bond.
right under the
They
table.
bond. They bond.
I do. I
She
bond
does.
with them.
Yes.
She
That's
digs.
good.
She digs. She knows
Because
the
I
dog's
wanna make
name,
sure-
the cat's name, how long they've been married, how many times they've been married.
If they've ever had a bankruptcy, if they've ever had a foreclosure or
knows
short
more.
sale, I mean,
Yeah,
I get everything.
knows
It's
everything.
important because
It
we
is
don't
important.
want the
If you
28th
Right.
day.
find it all out up front. We don't have any
surprises
surprises
in the
on the back end.
Most pre-quals are, oh, you have a job? Cool. And let me run your credit. And I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
Right.
I won't
I've
even
seen
run
it.
the credit. And I just say to them, how's your credit? You tell me, and if they say to me, well, it's like, I just got it pulled or whatever at 720 or my credit karma says 720, okay, I'm good. I trust that, okay?
Right.
But if they say, well, I really don't know, or I had a bankruptcy and I'm not so sure, let's run it and see.
A good buyer's agent too will let their buyers know, don't on the way to closing stop at Cane's and try to
Don't
buy
get
some furniture or a new car. How many times have we had
I
that
tell people,
happen?
don't even buy a stick of gum with that credit card, okay? Just pay cash. Okay?
I actually had somebody call me one time because I say to them, don't spend any money, don't do
Don't do
anything.
it.
And he called me and he said, can I go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a cup of coffee? You got cash? Don't use your
Don't
debit
use
card.
it.
Did you buy
Pay
this
cash.
on credit?
No, I paid cash.
I bought that. What are you talking about?
All right, you know what? We got some more great tips coming up, and we're going to get into some deeper ideas for you real estate professionals right after this. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
All right, we're back with Mike and Angela Webb, our special guests this week.
Yay!
And you know what? The best part, I love, she tunes right in with you.
I know.
What key was that?
I love you too.
You know what? The best part of the show is we're going to have a giveaway today.
I know.
Yes, we are.
We're
I'm
gonna
so
do their
excited.
drawing. I know some of you have been watching the whole darn show, so you can see if you won the beach cruiser. But if your name starts with A through Z, you have a chance to win. So stick
around.
Just stick around, okay? So let's talk about some market trends you guys are seeing in the real estate.
All right,
world.
I'm gonna
What do you
go-
got- What do you got going on out there? Because the business changes every day. I mean, let's
does.
face it. It's
It
not
does.
what it was 23 years ago, is it?
It's not even what it was 12
There,
months
you're making-
ago.
I get
Or
older
12
every day I'm
hours
a
ago.
tucker.
It changes.
right.
It changes.
It changes every day, and every
Yes.
minute of every day there's something
So what are you
different
guys
going on.
seeing out there? What?
Well, we've had, Barry, and we were talking about this the other day, you and I were, as we've had 75 consecutive months of home price increase. Typically what you're going to see
Wow.
historically,
75
months of recovery since the big crash. Let's not even say that again. But so where you're at with that is we're getting flat. We're seeing some markets prices or equilibrium's getting there. We've had a shortage of inventory, as we all know. There's
Right.
been more buyers
Buyers
than
and
sellers.
sellers.
Now here's the weird part. It's kind of a weird market. Buyers are taking on average 90 days before they put something under contract.
They are more informed than ever right now because of the internet and things that you can find. They
So-
trust.
Do you find that it's taken them 90 days because they think that there's another house that's better?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yes, they're waiting for something else better to come on the market and
At a better price.
At a better price.
And honestly, I'm going to say something here, and I'm not beating up any of these internet marketing companies, but they're not getting accurate data from some of them. The only place you're going to get real, live, accurate data by law is through the MLS, through using a realtor. Some of these
Which consumers don't have access
They don't
to.
have
do not
access
have
to.
access
You
to.
need a realtor.
These other companies are marketing companies. They are not real estate advertising
means
companies.
the Zillow.
I
He
didn't
means
say
the
it. She
Zillow.
did. She did. She said
So
it.
we're
The
really
Zillow,
going to
he
pick on
means-
California today because they are California-based company, aren't they?
You know, there's a lot.
And
There's
Nike.
a lot
And
of
Nike. Let's
buyers
not-
out there who think that they can just.
Mike wants to do a segment on
Yeah.
Nike stock.
well, I'll tell you why I read a
We're
study.
not going to talk about Nike
We
stock
won't
today.
talk about Nike
not gonna
today.
talk about Nike today, but I did-
do have some lighter fluid with
I
me.
did read a study today that, and probably why everybody is going to the internet is because they trust it more than they trust a realtor.
No. Do they
really?
Yes. I read a study today.
That's very
in
sad.
2013, they did a poll that 67.5% of people do not trust their real estate agent.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, and I think that that kind of made me sad. I was very sad about that.
Yeah.
The professionalism in the business has gone down a lot, and I
Is it
think
because there's more agents
there's
coming in?
Yeah, 60,000
more
agents.
sales happening.
Isn't that crazy?
60,000 agents got licensed in the last 2 years in the state of Florida.
Just in Florida.
Just in Florida. So, and people think that they're in it. That realtors just want it.
A quick buck.
A quick buck. They're in it for
Right.
just the commission. They're not in it to
Right.
sell you a home, to give you your dream home. And the standards have really gone down. So I think as realtors, for us, we really need to up our game.
Yes.
And that.
How do you do that? What does that mean to you guys? As it,
Well, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, well, what it means is be professional, work for people, and do the best thing for your client, not the best thing for you. Don't be lazy. Be a full-time professional realtor, as we talked about last time.
kind of hard to be part-time in this.
It's
right now.
very
It's
hard
very
to be
hard,
part-time.
yeah.
And when you start off in this business, most people are going to have to start as a buyer's agent. Listen, we work every holiday. She works on holidays because no one else is working. That means evenings. That means weekends. Because when are your buyers able to go see properties?
Right.
That's in the
I
evenings.
take people out at 6 o'clock at night. I drive 45 minutes an hour to Tampa. That's just what we do, and that's
Right.
and
it's
commit to education,
Commit to it.
so and put them a contract together that keeps them protected.
Yep.
Okay, you are representing in a legal manner, as we talked about, very litigious society. You guys are very well versed in what's going on out there. You see these contracts come through, and did you do the best thing for your client by, not qualifying the lender? It's an out-of-state lender, and all of a sudden on the 28th day, oh no, we pulled the plug. We didn't know he had a bankruptcy because DeLynn didn't get to know him and talk to him
Be
for a long time. I'm not even
knowledgeable.
being.
Right.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but be knowledgeable
About the market
about the
itself.
market and
And know your buyer.
know your buyer. That's where the buyer consult comes in.
Right.
Know what they're looking for, and do the best thing for them, not for yourself.
I like
So-
that. Great information, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. You guys are a dynamic team, right?
I
here.
know.
Right. You're on our show. I'm so honored. That
Thank you.
Well, we are
Thank
so
you.
honored to be here. We are very honored.
We got a couple of quick community announcements that we need to share, and then we're going to give away these beach cruisers. So stick around. If we say your name, you got to call them. Don't call us because we don't have the bikes, I promise. But what do we got going on in
Okay,
community announcements?
community announcements. So we have coming up WPBA, West Pasco Business Association. Our Bowling for Boobs event is coming up on September 25th.
And it's the 5th annual. Can you believe
It is
it's
the
one?
5th year we're doing this. This is, of course, to raise funds. It's a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness, which is in October. So we're doing it on September 25th, Lane Goal Bowling. It is completely sold out. However, there are spectator tickets still available. And by spectator tickets, you get to come and eat. And we have great food donated by all kinds of restaurants in the community. So please come out.
Including Port Richey Carrabba's. Got to give them kudos because they
Yes,
do
they are the
Absolutely.
best. They do a great job.
And that
Yeah.
server's amazing.
They're
That
awesome.
server we got, that he's amazing. Yes.
And you,
So, Joe. Hey,
Joe.
Joe.
Joe, be a professional like Joe.
So please come out for that. That's one of the things going. What else we got, Bear?
we got the Lightning bus trip coming up on November 10th. And of course, that is on WPBA.rocks or .biz. Take your pick and book it. November 10th. You'll get your game ticket. You'll get your free ride to the game. If you want to come back with us, that's a plus. If you don't, well, we'll see you next time the bus comes down. But, you know, that's a whole
That
nother
sells
thing.
out fast,
Yeah,
so
it
you're
does.
definitely going to want to
You definitely want to book your seats. Get
get that
online right
quickly.
now. And I think that's all. You know, we got the Grinch coming up in December.
Yeah, I
December
know, but we'll
14th.
talk
Mark
about
your
that
calendars.
later.
So,
How exciting.
anyway.
We want to.
So, guys, get your Bowling for Boobs spectator tickets. Mike, I expect to see you out there with your bra on.
Absolutely.
gotta
I don't
come.
leave home without
I
it.
don't leave home without it. I never let
It's
him leave home
important we know
without
that.
it.
So let's get this beach cruiser drawing.
Right.
So we do. My
so tell us how this-
amazing assistant, Mary White.
Tell us how this all came about.
Okay.
Real quick. The 10-second
Well,
version.
I don't really know.
We ran an Instagram
we ran an
contest,
Instagram contest.
and Mary put it all together, Mary White, and people that liked the page and spread it out to other people. I don't know anything about social media, Barry, you do, but all of a sudden we had about 200 people enter into this drawing, and we're about to
Nice.
pull out the winner.
So Mary White, my amazing assistant. Hi, Mary.
So we blame her. She made a lot of enemies and one good friend.
And one
she,
good-
she picked the winner, and Jennifer Bermudez is the winner. So
Congratulations.
Congratulations to
We are excited
Jennifer.
for you, and we hope that you enjoy them just to see the sights of
And
Dunedin.
she should reach out to you guys
She
and
should,
contact
yeah.
you or
Absolutely.
Mary.
Contact us
Like I said.
through,
Contact us
through the
through
Instagram
Instagram.
page.
All right. Share this show, like it, however you found us. We're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those great things.
All those wonderful things.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We are today and every day.
Moving forward.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.